Jaylen Brown will miss the remainder of the season with a left wrist injury. The team announced Monday Brown is expected to have surgery this week. Despite this injury, there's no denying the talent of the young stars Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown on this roster. Remember, they got bounced in the Eastern Conference Championship. That was by Miami Heat last season. Max, I mean, we're not even mentioning Kemba Walker, but obviously Kemba's there as well. I know it's been a down year for him, but can the Celtics win a title with Tatum and Brown as their cornerstones?
No. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you say that, what you're saying is those two are in a class by themselves on the team, right? You're not saying Tatum and Brown and two other dudes as good as Brown. But that's what it would take. It is so gangster to win a championship in the NBA. People, it's not just that you need two superstars. If it's only going to be two, it needs to be Shaq and Kobe in their primes. Because let me tell you something, Shaq and Penny in their primes is not enough. When you look at, you were talking about super teams earlier, Wendy, and you were saying, hey, well, LeBron had to respond to Boston. Boston wouldn't have done that with any two of those three guys. If it's going to be only Garnett or Pierce or Ray Allen, all first ballot Hall of Famers, you need three of those dudes, three of them. Because none of those dudes are Shaq or Kobe. LeBron and Wade, I mean, Chris Bosh was great, but LeBron and Wade were in a separate category. And insofar as what we mean when we say, can these two be the Jordan and Pippen, right? Can they be two that can bring you there? No. Tatum and Brown are great. They can be on a championship team, but you need at least two other guys right on that level with Jaylen Brown if you think you're going to win a championship.
Well, Max, you're wrong about that. I mean, the Boston Celtics with Tatum and Brown have made the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. So, I mean, those guys have shown that they're capable of getting that team to that point. Now, we're talking about competing for championships. Yeah, you have to have the right supporting cast around them. But, I mean, just looking at what those guys are currently, the leap that Jaylen Brown has made this season, being able to set career highs in points per game, assists per game, three-point percentage, like all of those things matter. He's had 4 40-point games this season. So Jaylen Brown taking that next step, coupled with Jayson Tatum, who's an all-NBA type of performer, yeah, they absolutely have enough in those two guys to be cornerstones for building a championship team. There's no question about it in my mind. We've seen what this team was capable of doing in the past years. Now, they've underachieved a little bit this year because they've missed so many games with players out due to injury, so I can understand why they're falling short of expectations coming into this year. But make no mistake about it, these two guys, from a talent perspective, have the stuff that it takes to be able to build a championship contender around them.
You know, the challenge for them is you look at the rest of the East, and there's just some beasts out there. I mean, you look what they've got in Brooklyn, and you figure that team's going to be together for the next few years. You look at Giannis and his age, and he's got a great supporting cast. It's going to be tough to overcome them. You know, you look at Philly, Joel Embiid is entering his prime. And Ben Simmons, whether they keep him or they look to move him, that's going to be a difficult team to overcome. So part of it isn't just you're judging what they can do as a team. Part of it is you're judging what their competition is, just in the Eastern Conference. Now, the crazy thing about the Celtics is they've done the hard part. It's extraordinarily difficult to draft star players and to develop them. They've done it. They did it in back-to-back drafts. They got these two guys. They've turned them into stars, and they've got them under long-term contract, and Jaylen Brown's actually on less than a max. And they play the perimeter, which is a demand position. So, and you could argue that the Celtics have done brilliantly with what you have to do, but they haven't done a great job in team building. And so that's why this offseason is going to be vital for the Celtics if they want to join the ranks of those other teams that are at full throttle.
In the words of Jay-Z on The Takeover, and a lot of people get this wrong, guys, and think Nas got him on Ether. No. Jay-Z won that, believe it. That's a hot take. But in the words of Jay-Z on The Takeover, that's right.
I love it.
That's right. We don't believe you. You need more people. See, like when you just went through, see those guys who were getting, the beast is really, the East is really a beast right now and all that. You could just point to teams with two stars that are better than Tatum and Brown. Tatum might be able to be a number one option on a championship team. His offense is that special. And Jaylen Brown could certainly be on a championship team, maybe as the second best player, but you need more people. It's not enough because neither one of those dudes is KD or James Harden. There are levels to this, right? There are levels. There's a hierarchy. And just because you're great doesn't mean you're as great as the other guy. When you're talking about the cream of the crop in the NBA, if you're saying, can these two guys do it? They have to be not just first ballot Hall of Famers. They have to be next level great. You know, who wins the championship? Who does it? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Those are the guys who do it, especially if you're only going to say, I'm going to give him this one crime partner. And those guys, as good as they are, not quite enough.
Real quick, Wendy,
the Utah Jazz probably didn't like hearing you say that, because that's what the Jazz are trying to do right now, what the Celtics are going to hope to do in the short-term future.
Every 10 years or so, a team does it. Every 10 years or so, the Pistons or the Mavericks do it with one great player or just a bunch of really good players. The other 9 years, it's LeBron and Jordan and Kobe.
Wendy, we only have like a minute left, but how much of this is on Brad Stevens? He's been there since 2013.
It's very hard to evaluate Brad Stevens. This has not been his best year. He'd be the first to tell you that. Their team has been decimated by COVID. And also, they've just had an enormous amount of talent walk away from that team for nothing in return. Al Horford, Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward. You can't just lose all of that talent and not feel it. And what Max is describing is their lack of help and big-time support is without a doubt affected by that personnel. So I think Danny Ainge needs to do better, Brad Stevens needs to do better, and they need ownership to commit. This team has not always pressed it as a big market team. They got out of the luxury tax this year, which I kind of understand why. They're not a great team, but they need to spend with the likes of the Knicks and the Celtics and the Lakers if they're going to do it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.